Japan is one of the most advanced and peaceful countries in the world. But here is something many people do not know. Muslims are living, praying, fasting, and building communities inside a country where Islam is still barely visible. So how do Muslims find halal food in Japan? Where do they pray in a busy city like Tokyo? And what is it really like to live as a Muslim in a society where most people know very little about Islam? This is Muslim life in Japan. Muslims are a small minority in Japan. Many Muslims living there come from countries like Indonesia, Malaysia, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Turkey, and the Middle East. Some are students, some are workers, some are business owners, and some have made Japan their permanent home. There are also Japanese people who have accepted Islam and become part of the Muslim community. In big cities like Tokyo, Osaka, Kyoto, and Kobe, Muslim life is becoming more visible. You can find halal restaurants, Islamic centers, small prayer rooms, Muslim-owned shops, and mosques where people from different countries come together. But like any community, Muslim life in Japan is diverse. Faith is an important part of daily life for many Muslims in Japan. Friday prayers, Ramadan, Eid, Quran classes, family gatherings, and community events are all part of the rhythm of Muslim life. Mosques in Japan are not only places for prayer, they are also places where Muslims meet, learn, support each other, and feel connected in a country where Islam is still a minority religion. One of the most famous mosques in Japan is Tokyo Kami. For many Muslims, it is more than a beautiful building. It is a spiritual home, especially during Friday prayers, Ramadan, and Eid. Inside these mosques, Muslims from many different backgrounds stand together as one community. Food is one of the biggest parts of Muslim life in Japan. In major cities, halal food is becoming easier to find. Muslim residents and visitors can now find halal ramen, halal sushi, Turkish kebabs, Pakistani and Indian restaurants, Indonesian food, Malaysian food, and halal grocery stores. For many Muslims, this makes life much easier. They can enjoy Japanese food while still following their faith. But outside the big cities, halal food can still be difficult to find. Some Muslims check ingredients carefully, avoid certain foods, eat seafood or vegetarian meals, or cook at home. So, while Japan is becoming more Muslim-friendly, halal food is still one of the daily challenges. Prayer is another important part of Muslim life in Japan. In a busy work and school culture, finding time and space for salah can be challenging. Some airports, shopping malls, universities, and hotels now provide prayer rooms, especially in major cities and tourist areas. But prayer spaces are not available everywhere. Many Muslims pray at home, in mosques, in quiet rooms, or wherever they can find a clean and respectful space. For Muslim students and workers, balancing prayer with Japanese routines requires patience, planning, and confidence. This is one of the quiet struggles many Muslims face while living in Japan. Ramadan in Japan feels very different from Muslim-majority countries. There is no public adhan in the streets, no large Ramadan markets everywhere, and no strong Ramadan atmosphere outside the Muslim community. But inside homes, mosques, and Islamic centers, Muslims create their own Ramadan feeling. Families prepare iftar, friends gather after fasting, mosques organize meals, and communities come together for prayer. For many Muslims in Japan, Ramadan becomes a time of patience, discipline, and stronger connection with faith. It may be quiet, but it is deeply meaningful. For Muslims in Japan, identity can sometimes feel complicated. Japan is generally known as a safe, clean, and respectful country. Many Muslims appreciate the peace, discipline, and kindness they experience there. But because Islam is not very common, Muslims may sometimes feel different or misunderstood. A hijab, halal diet, prayer routine, or fasting during Ramadan can lead to questions from classmates, co-workers, or neighbors. Most of the time, these questions come from curiosity, not hate. But it can still feel lonely when people around you do not fully understand your faith. Still, many Muslims continue to build strong, peaceful, and meaningful lives in Japan. So, how do Muslims live in Japan? They live with faith, patience, discipline, and community. They search for halal food, protect their prayers, gather in mosques, celebrate Ramadan quietly, and build a life between Japanese culture and Islamic identity. Muslim life in Japan may be small, but it is growing, peaceful, and full of quiet strength. Subscribe to Muslim Life Abroad to discover how Muslims live in different countries around the world.